The first thing you need to look at before you ever go factor or, trying to do the box is you need to look and see is there a GCF that you're able to pull out? So I look and I see, I always look at the smallest number 4. And I try and figure out, does 4 go into 20? Yes, it does. Does 4 go into 24? Yes, 4 will be my GCF. Now, what I need to factor, though, we're using the box, I need to divide everything out by 4. And I get x squared plus 5x minus 6. This is now what I'm going to try and factor. So I can use the box, or I can just kind of do it mentally. Because if I just went to go do it mentally, I know that x squared splits up as x and x. I need the factors of negative 6. I have negative 1 and 6, 1 and negative 6, negative 2, don't make fun of my 6, just kidding, negative 2 and 3, 2 and negative 3. I need my factors to add up together to give me what? They need to be 5. It is the first one when I add them together. So I get x minus 1 and x plus 6. It doesn't matter which order you write them in. You can write your answer like this. 4. Like that. Either way is correct. But you better make sure you pull out that GCF and you put it back. When you do, after you do that, you put it back onto your answer. Okay, try number 2 now. Okay, on this one, first thing I look at, the smallest number is a 9. Does 9 go into 21 evenly? No, it does not. Okay, if you don't know what the other numbers are, you can always, I just want to remind you, go into your home screen, put in there math, arrow over to number, 9 for GCD, put 9, 21, and it comes out to be 3. 3 is a GCF, so does 3 go into 30? Yes. So that means that 3 is going to come out of all of them. So I'm going to have a 3, and then I've got to figure out what the other factors are. So I need to divide everything by 3. So I get 3x squared minus, not 21, should be 7x minus 10. Well, this one, it's not as easy as you could guess and check, but it's not as easy because of the 3x squared. I'll go ahead and do the box on this one. The upper left-hand corner, I'll put the 3x squared. Bottom right, I'll put minus 10. Something x, something x. Now, from here, you're going to multiply these two numbers. 3 times 10 is negative 30. I need the factors of negative 30 that add up together to give me negative 7. Instead of trying to figure out the factors yourself, we can go in the calculator and go to y equals and put in there negative 30 divided by x. I'm going to press second graph. Now, I need the factors that add up together to give me negative 7. These two add up to give me negative 13. Right here, negative 10 and 3. If I add those together, what do they give me? Negative 7, which is what I need. So I have negative 10 and positive 3. So I'm going to put in there negative 10, positive 3. Now, you could have put the 3 down here and the negative 10 here. It doesn't matter. What matters now is how the 3x squared splits up, because it's 3x times x. It matters where you put the 3x. One of the ways you can do it is this. I look at these two boxes. Does 3 go into both of them? Yes, that means the 3 goes outside and the x goes up here. And I'll know I'm right because 3 times what is 3? Plus 1. X times what is negative 10? Negative 10. If you had put the 3x up here, you would be doing 3 times what gives you 10, which doesn't make sense. So now I have my factors. They're on the outside. So it is 3x minus 10 and x plus 1. Okay, let's try number 3. Here's number 3. Try this one. Okay, on this one, first thing I look at is there a GCF? Well, if there's nothing in front of the x squared, if there's just a 1, then there's no GCF to take out. So I try and just go to this right here. And I see that x squared splits up as x and x. I know that. Now, I need the factors of 5. What numbers multiply together to give me 5? 1 and 5, and negative 1 and negative 5. I need the factors to add up together to give me positive 6. Well, ding, 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 winner, winner, chicken dinner. Here it is. Okay, so I have plus 1 and plus 5. Now, let's remind ourselves, how is it that we need to check to make sure that we got the correct answer? What are we putting into y1 and y2? Put the original equation into y1. So I would put x squared plus 6x plus 5 into y1. And into y2, I put what I believe the answer is. X plus 1 and x plus 5. And I'll press second graph. If all these numbers in y1 and y2 are the same, that means that we are correct. You should be checking them on each one of the problems you do. Here's number 4. Try number 4. Okay, on this one again, I'm looking at it and I see that there is just an x squared. So that means that there's no GCF I need to take out. I know the x squared splits up as x and x. Now I'm looking at the 21. I need numbers that multiply together to give me 21. I can list them or I can go to the calculator and put in there 21 divided by x. Second graph. I need to find the factors that add up together to give me negative 10. Well, they need to be whole numbers, so I guess I'm way up too far here where mine's already starting at. Oh, I missed it, didn't I? The factors that add up together to give me negative 10 are right here is negative 7 and negative 3. So my factors are going to be negative 7 and negative 3. So then all I have to do, because it's just x squared, is put up there minus 7 minus 3. And you should have already checked that in the calculator to make sure you had the correct factors. All right, there's number 5. All right, on this one, as I look through, I see that there's a 3 in front of the x squared. Now, does 3 go into 42? Yeah, and if you don't know, take 42 divided by 3. It does. But what about 147? Oh, it does? Okay, divided by 3. It does. It goes in there 49 times. So that means the GCF is supposed to be a 3. So I will pull the 3 out. And then I have to figure out what's left. So I divide everything by 3, which really I just did in the calculator. I have x squared, and what was that one? 42 divided by 3 is 14. So I have plus 14x And then 147 divided by 3 was 49. So I have plus 49. Okay, so now I have to factor this. And I look and I'm down to an x squared. So I have x and x. I need the factors of 49. What numbers multiply together to give me 49? 7 and 7 is going to add up together to give me 14. Now, if you gave me this as an answer, just this right here, it will be wrong. You have to have the 3 in front of it. That's why whenever I pull out the GCF, I tend to I make sure I write it there out in front of the parentheses so I don't forget. All right, there's number 6. Let's do this one. In this problem right here, I see that I have 7x squared. I need to see if there's a GCF. When I go through, I'm not sure if I want to figure out if 7 goes into 47. I can take 47 divided by 7. It does not go in evenly. There is no GCF, so I need to factor it out the way it is right now. So just factor it with the box. So now I'm going to draw my box. I'm going to put 7x squared and a 30 in there. Okay, we should all know how to do that by this time. Something x, something x. Now, you're going to multiply these first two numbers. 7 times 30, 210. I need the factors of 210 that give me 47. So, I'm going to go in here to y equals. Put in there 210 divided by x. Second graph. They're positive, so let me get up here into the positives. Whoop. Okay, so 5 times 42, that gives me 210. That's what these factors are. And if I add them together, they get me 47. So I have 5 and 42. All right, so now I'm going to put those in the box somewhere. Let's see here. So I'm going to put 5. What did you say? Where's what? It doesn't matter where the 42 goes. It can go either spot. What matters now is how 7x squared splits up. 7x times x. See, if you're not sure, if you just kind of guess and you put the x here and the 7x here, if you go to try and find this missing number down on the left, 7 times what gives you 5? That doesn't work, does it? That means the 7x can't go there. So it needs to go over here to the left. That's if you put the 42 on the right. Because the GCF out of these two, does 7 go into 7? Yes. Does 7 go into 42? Yes. It depends. If you put the 42 down here at the bottom, then the 7x will go up here up top. Now you need to look. 7 times what is 42? 6. X times what is 5x? Plus 5. So my factors are 7x plus 5 and x plus 6. That's what you should have gotten. All right, here's the next one. Do number 7. Okay, so now on this one, again, we have a 7x squared. 7 does not go into 32. 7 does not go into 15. I can already tell that right now. So I'm going to go and draw my box. And in the upper left-hand corner is 7x squared. Bottom right is minus 15. I have something x, something x. Now, take 7 times negative 15. Oh, what is that? 7 times negative 15. Okay, negative 105. So I'm going to go into my calculator, put negative 105 divided by x. I need the factors that give me positive 32. So I'm going to go here. Whoa, that's negative 104. That's negative 32. Negative 17. Or not 17, 16. I'm looking for positive 32. Anybody find it? Negative 3 and what? Negative 3 and 35 gives you positive 32. Okay, so I've got negative 3 and 35. Now again, the 7x squared, it matters how it splits up. If I look in these two boxes, one way again to do it is, does 7 go into 3? No, so I'm going to put the x here. The 7x goes up top. 7 times what is 35? Plus 5. X times what is negative 3x? Negative 3. So my answer is x plus 5 times 7x minus 3. Yes, ma'am. As long as you get this answer right here, right, that's all I care about. Okay, the question was, if you don't put the x's, you're talking about these x's right here inside the box. I'm not going to count off for it, but the whole idea is this, because this box is just a graphic organizer to keep your ideas, you know, organized to know what you're doing. Okay, there's number 8. Do number 8. Okay, on this one, I look and see, and I have a 5x squared. Well, you need to figure out if 5 goes into 32, 5 goes into 64, or you just go and figure out what the GCF is out of 2 of them. And I'll do, let's see, math, arrow over to number, 9. I put 5, comma, 32. It tells me there's a 1. So there's nothing besides 1, so there is no GCF to pull out of there. So now when I go to draw my box, I'm going to put 5x squared and negative 64. Something x, something x. You're going to take 5 times negative 64. So I have 5 times negative 64 gives me negative 320. So I'm going to go to y equals, put in there negative 320 divided by x. Second graph. I need to find the factors that add up together to give me negative 32. Well, that's negative 100, and that's too much. Negative 32. Let's see, still looking. Ah, there we go. 8 and negative 40. They add together. So I've got 8 and negative 40. Now, 5x squared, remember, splits up as 5x and x. Out of these two boxes, 5 goes into 5. Does 5 go into 20? That is not 20. That is 40. Does 5 go into 40? Yes. The 5x goes here. The x goes here. 5 times what is negative 40? Negative 8. X times what is 8x? Plus 8. So my answer should be 5x plus 8 times x minus 8. That's what you should have gotten. You could have written it. You could what? It cannot be 5x minus 8. No. Because if you got 5x minus 8, that means you put a negative 8x here and a positive 40 here. You had to get the number to be a negative 32. Yes, ma'am. Huh? Mm-hmm. The only way your answers could be written differently is like you'd have it written one of these two ways. But it has to be x minus 8. All right, here's the next one. All right, on this one it says, what is the area of the rectangular garden given by the expression a squared minus 10a plus 24? question was, would that be an A or a B problem? No, you should be able to do this one to pass. Okay? Because when you're finding the length and the width, all you're doing is finding the factoring. Finding the factors. So when I go through to do this, I look and I see that there's an A squared. If you want to do it in the box, you can do it this way by putting A squared and 24. But see, I also see that since it's just A squared, it splits up as A and A. This is one of the simpler ones. What are the factors of 24? You need the factors of 24 that add up together to give you negative 10. Negative 6 and negative 4. And if you don't know, put them in the calculator. So it's A minus 6 and A minus 4. Now, it doesn't matter which one is the length or which one is the width. You can write either one in either spot as long as one of them is the length and one is the width. The perimeter means to add up all the sides. So you should have had it labeled. And the biggest mistake is people tell me A squared. That's not what it is. When you're adding them up, you have 1, 2, 3, 4. It is 4A. Then you add up your numbers. Oh, I did write another 6 there. That's supposed to be a 4. There we go. 4 and 6 is 10. And then another 10. That's negative 20. Okay. Okay, on this problem it says, what is the area of a square table? Or it says the area of a square table, sorry, is n squared minus 16n plus 64. What is the length of one of the sides of the table? Well, when I go through and to go and factor this again, when it's n squared, it should be easy to just be able to split it up now. N squared splits up as n and n. Now, another thing that'll help is that when you're talking about a square table, that means that the sides are the same. So if they're the same, that means these two things in the parentheses have to be the same. Well, think about it. What number? First off, I need a number that multiplies by itself to give me 64. That's 8 and 8, or negative 8 and negative 8. So which ones do I choose? Well, because this middle number is negative 16, it's got to be negative 8 and negative 8. So this would be my answer. So the length of one of the sides of the squares is n minus 8. Here's the last one on this video. Whoop, I clicked too far. Take a minute, pause it, and come back and see how you did. First off, I need to fill in the other parts of this box. To get x squared, I get x times x gives me x squared. Okay, so now to fill in this piece, x times 7 gives me 7x. Now this is normally where people get stuck. How do you find this part out here? Well, remember we're taking 7 times something to get negative 35. Well, that's 7 times negative 5 gives you negative 35. So now to find this piece in here, x times negative 5 is negative 5x. The factors, it's going to go around on the outside. So I have x minus 5 times x plus 7. Those are my factors. My product is what's on the inside. X squared, remember, put your x's together here, plus 2x minus 35. That should be my product.